Hello and welcome. Look, if you're in the business of selling to other businesses, let's be real. The single biggest tech decision you're facing is your commerce platform. Today, we're going to tear into the 2025 Metro Tech's report and lay out a clear, strategic look at the top players. So, let's dive right in.
So, why is this such a huge deal right now? It all comes down to this number, 80%. By the end of 2025, that's the projected percentage of all B2B sales interactions that will happen digitally. Think about that. This isn't just some trend, it's a fundamental rewiring of how B2B business gets done. Period.
All right, so to help you make sense of this whole thing, here's our game plan. We'll kick off with what's happening in the market, then get into the core tech choices. We'll introduce the 5 big contenders, stack them up against each other, and then, and this is the important part, give you some clear, actionable advice. And we'll wrap it all up with the one question you absolutely have to answer.
So, what's really driving this 80% tidal wave? Well, it's a massive shift in what your buyers expect. I mean, the modern B2B buyer is a digital native now. They expect the same fast, transparent, and personalized experience they get when they're shopping for themselves on a weekend. This isn't just about sticking a catalog online anymore. It's about meeting a whole new B2C level standard for how business is done.
You know, before you even look at a single shiny feature, you have to make a choice, a really foundational one, about your platform's architecture. This decision, whether you go with software as a service, platform as a service, or open source, is going to dictate pretty much everything else, from how much you'll spend to how fast you can actually innovate. To really get the difference here, let's use an analogy. Think of SaaS like renting a fully furnished apartment where all the utilities are included. You just move in, it's ready to go, it's secure, and somebody else handles all the headaches. PaaS and on-premise, that's like leasing a giant empty warehouse. You have total freedom to build whatever you can dream up, but you're also on the hook for the plumbing, the electricity, the security. You get the picture. The whole shebang. And there's one more key concept we got to touch on: headless. All this really means is that you're separating the customer-facing website, the head, from the back-end engine that handles all the serious stuff like pricing and inventory. So why should you care? Well, for B2B, this is huge. It means you can inject commerce pretty much anywhere, into a customer portal, an industrial device on a factory floor, or a mobile app for your sales team. It's all about flexibility. Okay, with that groundwork laid, let's meet the 5 big players that the Metro Tech's report really focuses on. And you'll see each one has a totally different approach and is built for a very different type of company. First up is Adobe Commerce, which you might remember as Magento. This is the heavyweight champion, the custom powerhouse for huge enterprises that need and want absolute code-level control over everything. But, and this is a big but, you gotta have the deep pockets and the engineering team to match that kind of power. Next, we have Shopify Plus. These guys have been aggressively pushing into the B2B space with this idea of unified commerce. Their whole pitch is letting brands run their direct-to-consumer and their B2B wholesale businesses all from one single clean and ridiculously stable platform. Then there's BigCommerce. They've really carved out a space for themselves as the open SaaS platform. The goal here is to give you the best of both worlds, the simplicity and lower cost of SaaS, but with the powerful API-first approach that gives you the kind of flexibility you'd usually only see with something like Adobe. Now for a real specialist, OroCommerce. This platform was built from the ground up, day one, just for complex B2B. It's not trying to be anything else. It is the industrial strength choice for manufacturers, distributors, anyone with crazy complex workflows and huge product catalogs. And finally, WooCommerce. As the open source engine that powers so much of the web through WordPress, it's really the most accessible on-ramp to B2B e-commerce. It's the democratizing force, you could say, especially for small businesses that are already living in that WordPress world. All right, time for the main event. Let's see how these 5 actually stack up when you put them head to head. We're going to look at the 3 things that really hit your bottom line: how they perform, what they really cost, and what unique tricks they have up their sleeves. Okay, what's so interesting here is the clear trade-off you can see. On one hand, you've got OroCommerce and Adobe just crushing it with massive catalog scale. We're talking millions of SKUs. But if you want guaranteed uptime and speed, that's where the SaaS players like Shopify and BigCommerce really shine with their 99.99% service level agreements. Here's the key takeaway. Platforms that give you total control also give you the freedom to build something slow. Guaranteed speed means giving up a little of that control. And when we talk about cost, wow, this chart just says it all. Looking at the 5-year total cost of ownership, it's not even a contest. The data shows SaaS platforms can be 29 to 33% cheaper. So why the huge difference? Well, it's because you're wiping out all those massive, often hidden costs, server maintenance, security patches, and those brutal multi-month version upgrades that are just part of life with PaaS and open source. So beyond the nuts and bolts, what kind of special tools do they bring to the table? Let's check out a few killer features. Adobe's shared catalogs are great for creating custom pricing for different accounts. But check this out. BigCommerce's masquerade mode literally lets your sales team log in as a customer to place an order for them. Game changer. And OroCommerce's workflow engine is just a beast for automating complex approvals without touching a line of code. These are the kinds of features that solve actual real-world B2B problems. Okay, so we've looked at the architectures, we've met the contenders, we've seen the data. Let's finally pull it all together and get to the verdict. Based on everything, which platform is the right strategic move for your company? For small businesses, let's say under $2 million in revenue, the report's recommendation is pretty straightforward. Shopify. It's all about speed to market and low upfront cost. For that mid-market sweet spot, from $2 to $50 million, BigCommerce B2E edition comes out on top. It hits that perfect Goldilocks balance of advanced features, API freedom, and predictable SaaS costs. Now, for the enterprise folks, it's a bit more nuanced.
If you're an enterprise, the right choice really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're a big industrial manufacturer with super complex processes, OroCommerce was literally built for you. If you're a large company trying to escape a clunky old system and move to something modern and agile, BigCommerce is the recommended path. And if your business model just demands 100% custom control and you've got the team to handle it, Adobe Commerce is still the king.
And that leads us to the final and maybe most important point. The report makes it super clear that comparing feature checklists will only get you so far. The real decision, the one that truly matters, lies a level deeper. It's about answering a core strategic question.
This right here is the ultimate takeaway. Your choice of a commerce platform isn't just about what it can do, it's about how it fits into your company. It's a decision about your data architecture. It's about how this new system is going to connect with the absolute heart of your operations, your ERP. And so, this is the question. This is what you need to take back to your team. Is your ERP the undisputed master of all your data, and you just need a slick front end to handle transactions? Or do you need your commerce platform to be the master, to be the brain that manages all the complex data and business rules itself? Your answer to that one question will point you to the right platform more clearly than any feature list ever could.